is the Acting Director General at Public Enterprises, Jacky Molisane. Acting DG, good evening to you and thank you for your time. I'd like to ask firstly how Takatso came to be part of this transaction based on what the Chairperson of Parliament is saying, that there was a shortlist and in that shortlist Takatso never emerged. It's only later that they come into the picture. Tell us how.
Thank you very much, Collie, for giving us the opportunity. But probably before I start on responding to your question, I just want to first indicate that as the department, we are not opposed to any investigation by any law enforcement agency because we have absolutely nothing to hide. And also, I need to indicate that we are concerned that the calls for investigations are premised on allegation by the former DG that his signature was forged in dozens of documents that he had signed. And the reason for us to be concerned is that it seems that the burden to prove that the documents are original and authentic has been placed on the DPE as opposed to the alleger. And this begs the question to say, because he claims the documents are a forgery, it seems to relate to the decision memorandum that we have provided to the portfolio of public enterprises with other dozens of documents that emanated from the process that he headed up when we're looking at this process of selecting the SEP. And is it his suggestion that all the documents received by third parties, that is the letters that he appended his signature indicating that others were not successful and others were not successful, were these forged? It only stands to reason and logic that that which he is actually purporting is actually quite extraordinary. I think, Wally, what I want to indicate is that if you think about this logically, against the balance of evidence and probabilities, this does not support that which he purports to say. But as I've indicated on numerous occasions, not only myself, but the minister and the colleagues, we have indicated the process that we've undertaken in terms of how we got Takatso to be there, that the former DG of Public Enterprises, he was the lead in this particular transaction. So for us, it's a bit extraordinary, to say the least, that it means that he is now disputing that the document that he signed, he claims to be a fabrication or it's been forged. So that is what he needs to be providing evidence thereof. And why should the burden of proof be on us as the Department of Public Enterprises, who've supported all the documents? And I just need to add that the documents, they actually carry the code of arms, which then proves the authenticity of the documents.
All right.
So that is the question that yourselves and your viewers and all South Africans who are listening should be asking themselves and seeking clarity and questions in that regard.
Well, the former DG is not here right now, but certainly we will endeavor to bring him on so that he can tell us his side of the story. But I'd like for you, as a person who has since taken charge of the department after his departure, your understanding of how Takatso / Harith came to be part of this deal. Where did this company come from, and how is it that they came to be the preferred bidder? Are you still there, Acting DG?
Yes, I'm still here. We have explained the process quite extensively, that at the time that we were undertaking this process, it was during the COVID period, and given the protected period that it took to get the expressions of interest over the line, a lot of time had lapsed. And given the fact that there were quite a number of expressions of interest that we received, subsequently those were filtered down, and there was a technical committee that was led by the former DG that used a particular criteria that then landed with Takatso being the preferred strategic equity partner. But I just also need to indicate that in terms of this particular discussion as well, the point is this transaction does not exist. It's been terminated by mutual consent. So I just need to put that on record and to clarify and to indicate that the former DG was in fact the lead, and the documentation that we've actually furnished to the Public Enterprises Portfolio Committee, they can see that he is the one that actually was a signatory in terms of that. And I also heard the previous response to saying they want to authenticate the signature. I think in terms of that is a very simple exercise. You just take a sample of documents because they provide oversight to the department, and that can be easily verified. So that is what I wanted to put on the table.
The previous speaker, Acting Director General, appears to suggest that Takatso came from nowhere. And it is after Rand Merchant Bank decided to leave the process that they then come into the picture. Are you at least able to tell us why Rand Merchant Bank left in the first place, or is that the responsibility of the former DG?
The former DG can actually explain that, but also it's very interesting, Koli, because it is the very former DG who sent a letter to Harith / Takatso to say that they've been successful and then they can go to the next stage of the evaluation stage. So this is the question that he needs to answer, and it is the very same letter that he shared with Takatso and all other bidders, those who were successful and those who were not successful. So the burden of proof actually lies with him. Let him come and actually account for that.
Does the Department of Public Enterprises have a problem with the decision of the committee in Parliament to say, SIU, get involved?
I don't think I want the Public Enterprises Committee, it does its own duties, and I think in terms of the Constitution, you understand that there's separation of roles and powers, so I just wanted to leave it at that. As I indicated, we are not opposed to any investigation by any law enforcement agency because we have nothing to hide. And in fact, the legal advisor of the parliamentary advisor of Parliament clearly indicated that there's nothing untoward regarding this particular transaction.
All right. Jacky, Molisane, let me thank you very much for your time.